Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel and on my video today. I really appreciate you being here. Okay, today's video is a really interesting one. So this has been sent to me so many times that beyond belief, because people know that I am a really big Emma Chamberlain fan. Now, if you do not know Emma Chamberlain, she is one of the very few YouTubers that was able to kind of go from vlogging to the mainstream. Now, the other equivalents of this, I would say, would be, the closest is Liza Koshy, where you're vlogging and then the next day you're on the Met, gala carpet interviewing celebrities, and then you are the celebrities on the red carpet. Now, Emma Chamberlain has kind of, emulated this mold, but I have seen that a lot of her fans are really kind of upset with the direction that she's going. They're really disappointed in the direction of her career. They just feel that overall, nothing's really making sense. And we're going to dive into that today for people that really aren't aware of it and people that maybe have seen Emma in passing on YouTube, maybe people that have watched her. So for me, I always would have classed Emma Chamberlain as one of my favorite YouTubers. I've met her 2 times, so sweet, and I really love her videos. Now, the thing is, Emma Chamberlain really isn't a YouTuber to me anymore. She kind of abandoned YouTube and kind of only does work now that she's being paid a lot of money to do, which is fine. I don't disrespect the hustle at all, but all I'm saying is I kind of connect with her probably less than I ever have before, because one thing I don't like is whenever that disconnect is there, when someone is just being paid to basically interact with you. And that's kind of where I'm at with Emma Chamberlain, which is disappointing because I am a huge Emma Chamberlain fan, and I really do like this girl, and I'm always rooting for her. And I mean, I watch her, vlogs every few weeks, even old ones. But I have been seeing there's been this discourse around a new deal that she has, and people are being very confused and just kind of feel that they just don't know what's going on with her. And we're gonna get into it. So basically, Emma Chamberlain, we'll start first of all going at this. I have this huge Reddit thing that I want to get to, but basically, if we go on Emma Chamberlain's YouTube channel, 12 million subscribers, recent video was a month ago, and that was actually a shock upload, and it was from a video that was filmed in August, so it was uploaded, in February. 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, then we're getting into like a year ago, and this was when she was actively posting. So kind of like a year ago, she stopped really posting on YouTube. And the only really times, and she stopped posting on Twitter, she wasn't really on Twitter in the first place. Instagram, she really pulled back on as well. She kind of pulled back completely on her social media presence, and she was only really seen at red carpets, the equivalent. I mean, a couple days ago, she was at the Vanity Fair party, the Oscar party, and I think she looks absolutely beautiful here. I love this look. And she was a Louis Vuitton girl, she gets invited to all the fashion shows, but she stopped going to, most of the fashion shows as well. I mean, she really didn't go to most, if not any, of Louis Vuitton's this year, and she really kind of has pulled back there as well. Now, the only real place that you'll find Emma Chamberlain is on her podcast, Anything Goes. Now, it just turned into a Spotify exclusive deal, which people were so excited for. It got this huge trailer where, Emma was lying in bed recording, and it was basically this big deal that the videos were now, or the podcast was now going to be a video platform. All of the fans that miss her on social media, miss her YouTube videos, were thrilled about this because they were going to get, a podcast setting, a little bit more effort, and in some way being able to see her. And there has been some backlash because the podcasts that have been uploaded in this new Spotify deal are coming across very, I mean, as much as I love her, and this, can be a chill vibe, they're coming across very much so unprepared, not really a lot of effort put into them, so there's, this new Spotify deal has kind of made a lot of people feel like it was very unfulfilling or very disappointing in a way. Now, for me personally, do I feel that it was? No, just because this is what I expect from Emma Chamberlain now on social media. I kind of expect her to kind of do the bare minimum. So whenever I see her rock up and, the video format of her podcast is really nothing exciting whatsoever, and I mean, she really, hasn't put any effort in, I mean, it kind of just makes sense to me, but a lot of people really aren't happy with it. So we're going to talk about this Reddit thread because, again, it has been sent to me absolutely loads. So basically, people's main things are just they don't know what's going on. So Okay, let's talk about it. So on the Emma Chamberlain subreddit, how did we get here and where do we go from here? From ICI. I have never been a stan of Emma, but I've heard bits along about her over the years and have followed points of her career along the way. She is a few years younger than me, and I think the mental age difference is the real reason why I never got fully into her content. I have liked her in moments, but I just don't personally find myself relating to her. I find her career quite fascinating and very impressive, but I don't get how she got here and what she's doing now. I'm confused what she's doing. People say she was invited to the Met Gala because she's really in the fashion space, but I ask how. She had a deal with Louis Vuitton, but that was them styling her and bringing her to fashion events. I've never seen Emma Chamberlain really talk about clothing, styling, designers in a way that shows anything in the fashion world that she's really interested in, basically other than, you know, day-to-day, like, Levi jeans and a white, you know, top. She can barely even describe a piece of basic clothing in a haul. I find it shocking that the fashion industry seems to be taking her very seriously when she clearly has very little knowledge on fashion. Her content from what I've seen recently has been incredibly lazy and unprofessional. Her video podcast, wow. I understand this sort of I'm too cool to dress up, I don't wear makeup, I'm casual and messy and dirty and relatable vibe, but it comes across like I'm not like other girls' energy and I'm above all of the fashion, beauty, high quality content. But that's exactly the industry she's in. I'm not saying she has to dress up or wear makeup or be super girly and do things a certain way just because everyone else is doing them. But what I'm saying is when you get a huge deal with Spotify, a huge deal, which your fans are very excited for because it's now exclusive video podcasts and that's all you come up with on top of not filming videos on YouTube basically. To me it comes across as disrespectful to the listener watcher and of course feels unprofessional because she continues to put in 1% of effort. Why would I want to watch her content when it seems like she herself doesn't even want to be there? I think the promo videos on the Anything Goes Instagram and cover art are really cool, which is the one, you know, where she's very excited to be filming, she has the big microphone, you know, it's big sets, she's wearing all these wigs. It was definitely not what the podcast was gonna be, but I mean, it was a nice little trailer. It was camp. I loved it. When you click on the podcast and you see a completely different vibe, it's really interesting. I don't get it. It threw me off. I don't understand it. Why go into all that effort to make this incredible promo for your podcast with all these makeup pieces, hair pieces, fashion pieces that you're going to talk about, and then in the videos, none of that's there. She has talked about anxiety and feeling out of place, uncomfortable with big public things in the past, but then she's interviewing people for the Met, so I don't know what's her narrative. Well, I think as well you can have anxiety and still do things that give you anxiety, so I mean, I disagree with that point completely. There are so many people who will blindly defend her, but I just genuinely don't understand how her career has gotten so big. And it seems like she's the only one that has reached this status. I understand her social media following getting her to be so popular, but everything that's happened so far in her YouTube career is a puzzle to me. From the Louis Vuitton partnerships, to fashion weeks, the Met Gala, Vogue covers, Hot Ones interview. I got excited when she went to the Met Gala and was posting less of her old content because I thought she'd be getting into the fashion world and maybe had matured a bit and that I would maybe relate to her more and maybe she'd be starting a new career path in fashion. But it's just completely shot in the other direction and I feel more disconnected than ever because she stopped posting altogether. I don't know if maybe she needs a break from making content and just focus on Chamberlain Coffee, her coffee company, until she finds a new passion or what, but someone and something needs to change here. I feel that sometimes she's holding herself back and needs to let go of the need to be relatable and just allow herself to possibly go full on in modeling, hosting, or being an it girl. Some of the shit she does, the promo stuff for, you know, different arts that she does is really cool. And basically, why isn't she doing more of that? With her connections, she could basically do anything she wanted. A new company, a clothing line, a chain of actual coffee shops, modeling, acting, fashion journalism, hosting, you name it. She could even take a break for a year or a couple years and do what she wants with her life, but what's going on right now feels very weird. Alright, okay, so that is the overall opinion. Now, before I get to some of the top responses on this, my take is basically that number one, on the anxiety point, I feel like you can have anxiety and still do something, especially if you're in a contract and you have to, first and foremost. Number two, I feel that a lot of beauty brands have always taken YouTubers under their wing to kind of get their audiences on board. Louis Vuitton did that with Emma. Do I believe that Emma Chamberlain knows anything about fashion? Probably as much as what I do. But that's fine, because that's what brands want. Brands want us talking about Emma Chamberlain because she's in our my demographic, you know, and then we're exposed to the brand. She makes the brand cool. That's the aim. They don't care if she knows about fashion. That's the second point. The point that I really agree on is the fact that it's really disappointing that yet again, this new media that Emma's doing seems lazy and like she doesn't want to do it. Like, this Spotify deal was really made to be this big, over-the-top thing. I mean, I wonder if I could even, you know, let me pull up what the teaser of what this was going to be. And then I want to get to one of the responses, right? I wonder if, like, where is the promotion? Okay. Is this it? Wait, there's been multiple videos, actually. There's been multiple videos, but we'll go on our Instagram, right? To see. Instagram. We'll go on Emma Chamberlain. Just so you've, like, already seen, right? What we were already dealing with. Emma Chamberlain. Okay, here we go. So it was right here. So this was the promo for the podcast.
Today I'm talking about
This is so unlike the podcast. So it's like this huge Spotify deal, right? Like this really, really, really big Spotify deal. Alright, huge Spotify partnership. I mean, she's exclusive with them now. She's been going to all their, like, promo events. She's really promoting the shit out of this podcast, right? So people thought, oh my god, she's left YouTube. This is gonna be, like, her big comeback to the video format and relating to, you know, making an effort again, at least because her YouTube videos were always amazingly edited, in my opinion. So, obviously, people were confused whenever, yet again, the content just kind of feels...
I know, I don't care.
Lazy.
Because I just know it's old. I don't remember what year.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I mean, her content, you know, for a while has kind of consistently been this, like, really laid-back format. But whenever you're, like, announcing this huge deal and stuff like that, and this is your, like, it feels lackluster. But anyway, I'm gonna read one of the responses, to this. By the way, especially when Emma's known on YouTube for, you know, being an impressive editor and making almost like these little, like, movies, and then it's like, what happened? Like, what happened? Anyway, someone said, I was also very disappointed with the effort in her video podcast. They seemingly are just uncut, and I found myself thinking my phone had died or I had a phone call because her pauses were so long and unedited. She could have still totally gone with the in-bed chill vibes thing with an actual studio bed, cute PJ set, professional lighting, audio, like in the trailer. I can picture that, but the fact that she does this makes it look really lazy. And she also said she was going to bring guests on, and yet nothing has changed. Alright, okay, so someone said, what you mentioned is actually the reason I dislike Emma for the most part, especially recently. I'm originally from LA, being born and raised in an extremely low-income family. I'm used to seeing rich kids make it and bloom into successful people in the city. Plus, I work in the film industry. I'm used to seeing that huge disparity between the rich and poor. And Emma is a true example of a rich kid. She's from San Bruno, which is, you know, a good city. She has that incredible privilege to pick and choose what she wants to do, and I don't dislike her for that. What sucks is that she has that opportunity and makes no effort to ever excel in it, and it's the bare minimum. She has the privilege to do whatever she wants by being rich, connected, charismatic, white, and already having a big following and a career in entertainment. What's frustrating is that she doesn't even try to be good at anything in terms of recent. I don't see Emma being successful for much longer if she doesn't re-examine what she's doing. It's giving Nepo vibes, or Nepo babies. On the other hand, as part of her following, it sucks to see her not try in anything. And on the other hand, I'm just someone who's writing this on Reddit. Meanwhile, she's laughing her way to the bank. She wins, but that was just my 2 cents. Now, someone responded to that and said, I wouldn't say she's never worked hard. When she started making videos, she was posting almost every day and getting a little better with each one. I think she had to tone it down a bit because she wanted to be seen as relatable and down to earth. However, her decrease in success was that she was only ever a YouTuber, and they were clinging to that. So basically, there's a lot of people kind of agreeing and disagreeing, but the main controversial, like, talking points on those are people saying that they feel disappointed. I'm gonna give my overall take on this. Coming from an Emma Chamberlain fan, I feel that there's no connection anymore with her audience, which is fine, because she's going out of her way to make sure she doesn't have a connection with her audience anymore, which is fine. It's her choosing to do that. It's almost like the celebrity mold of where, like, you get talked to on social media by, like, a social media intern. That kind of, you know, thing, which is fine. But the sudden change in, you know, building your platform on that and then completely leaving it is a bit harsh. And I just think this recent Spotify deal was a real piss for a lot of people, because people were really anticipating it, and it kind of just comes across as, like, really not what people were expecting, to kind of say the least. Do I blame her? I think, hey, if people have a problem, they can just stop watching. Also, I feel that Emma Chamberlain is a great example of someone who is incredibly, seemingly burnt out, and has been for a long time. But also, I feel that Emma Chamberlain is someone who has overwhelming privilege and is kind of just comes across as being given a lot of opportunities and wasting them. As someone who worked really hard to get where she's at, 'cause she did, and then just kind of let it fade away. It's interesting. It's interesting. I want to know your take on it. I don't blame her. I don't, like, you know, in any way. This is what she's choosing to do. This is her career. This is her life. She's still very popular. She's still so successful. But it's definitely something interesting to talk about. It's definitely something interesting. That wasn't me farting, by the way. That was my foot on the chair, just for context, to clarify. I want to know your opinion. I mean, those are really harsh. Those are harsh. Mine aren't harsh. Mine are just kind of like, do I think she's privileged and being lazy? Yeah. Is she allowed to do that? Yeah. Is she allowed to leave social media tomorrow? Yeah. Does she owe her audience anything? Really not. But I want to know your opinion of it. So let's talk about it down below. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.